The content of this presentation applies to the version 4 release of Design Management. Hi, this is Wayne Dew, one of the developers of the Design Management product. In this presentation, which is part 2 in the validation series, I am going to show you how to add class constraints. For the fourth constraint, we want the custodian of the system to not be an administrator. This is best done using a Sparkle constraint. When we make a Sparkle query, we are going to select elements upon failure. In other words, if the query returns a result, the validation fails. To reverse this logic and fail the validation when there are no results, check the result checkbox. We will be copying and pasting a Sparkle query as the constraint. I would like to call your attention to two things in this query. First, we use the this variable to refer to the context element. Second, note that we return the variable containing the phone number of the user. We are going to substitute this into the message, so the error message will contain a custom message relevant to the particular element that we are validating. Now that we understand the query, we are going to copy and paste it into the expression box. For the class scope, we will choose the system. And now, finally, for the fifth constraint, we want to ensure that the contact number is unique across systems. And we want the message to contain all the systems that happen to have the same contact number. Here is some JavaScript which will do exactly that. In this piece of JavaScript, note the sparkle.select syntax. This allows you to run a Sparkle query and give back an array of entries that match the query. Again, we use the this variable to retrieve the context element's URI. Also, take note of how the variables of the Sparkle select are accessed in the JavaScript. The reason why we use the variable title is that we will later on be referencing it using the error message that will appear if validation fails. Now we are ready to copy and paste the JavaScript into the expression box. Again, we will choose System as the context. Since we chose System as the context, note that this will be replaced with the URI of the system that is being validated. Now we are ready to give this constraint a title and save it. Now it is time to group the constraint that we have created with the ontology that we have imported. We do this by constructing a domain. We will call this the reservation domain. And we will add the constraint that we have just created, along with the ontology that we have imported. We will save the domain, and we will add a couple of editor definitions to the domain, as well as some top-level document classes. There is no need to add the contact number object class because we don't expect anyone to actually create this. Now we will press the Save button and the domain has been successfully created. In order to allow another project area to access the domain containing the ontologies and the model constraints, we will create a snapshot. I will call it the version 1 and I will press Create. In part 3 of this series, we will associate this domain into a new project area, and we will see how the constraints that have been created in parts 1 and 2 will be applied onto instance models.